So the fall off. Let's talk about the fall off. The album, the fall off that we all waited for as long as we did. What do I think about the fall off? Well, to start off, I think we all agree that the album is very dense. That's what we have to we can all agree with. Is everything that we wished for, or everything that we thought it would be? I won't say it is. But that's not enough. That's not me trying to downgrade the album on any level. I think the album is. I think somebody can make an argument for this being his best album, or that person's favorite album. I don't think it's his best album, but I can see somebody saying this is his favorite album. After listening to the album as much as I've listened to it, what I think the problems of the album are not necessarily things that are content-wise. The problems with the album are not things that have to do with how well he was rapping or how well he was singing or maybe his beat issues. It was none of that. I think my main issue with it is just what I mentioned. It's a very dense album. And in the same breath, when I say that, I feel like what I'm saying doesn't necessarily, it's not, it doesn't make sense in the sense that I don't think there's a cap on how much material can be in a body of work, like in a project, in an album. So it all depends on how much. It all depends on what the artist wants to put on the album. So in a way, that does not necessarily make sense. But I think I know the reason why it feels like that. And that's sequencing and direction. I think the only problem with this album, this fall off album, is that J. Cole just had so many ideas. I know Joe Biden said he told too many stories and stuff. I don't necessarily agree with that. I don't know if that's true. I don't agree with it. What I just felt was I like J. Cole and I listen to J. Cole constantly. But even I went through the album and at some point I was like, whoa, the album is still going on. That's what I mean. And again, I don't think the problem is because he had too much to say. I think the problem is in how it was presented. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He needed more direction. It's like the thing with Cole has always been this mainstream rapper with an indie approach type of artist. He makes his own beats, he writes his own rap, he does his own singing, he does almost everything. Apart from selling, then he will just go get like Universal or something to do the selling for him. And I think that's a problem. I think he's suffering from that now. Because I think the advantage, what people get, the benefit of making your album, and then when we take, and I'm sorry I'm going to mention this, but there really is nobody else you should be comparing J. Cole to than the Kendricks and the Coles, and then the Drakes. But these people, when they make albums, you see that they have directors and they play them for the OGs. We saw Kendrick play Good Kid, Mad City to Andre 3000, played it to Pharrell Williams. Dr. Dre was heavily part of making it. Played for Jay-Z, played for all these people. the reason why you do that is for them to give you input. Okay, this idea, think about it carefully. Does it really tie into this other idea? Or okay, does it, if it ties into it, do you think you've expressed yourself? Like, do you think how you've presented the two different ideas in the album, do you think the connection is apparent, is clear for the listeners? Stuff like that. And then sequencing, maybe they'll tell you, okay, this and that and that and that, they are all heavy, so either put them together or put some skits between them, stuff like that, so that when you listen to the album, there's a beginning where you slowly take people on this ride. There's an uphill, a peak, and a downhill, and then maybe the climax. Sorry, the climax is the same as the peak, right? And then maybe there's like an end. Okay. And then that's a problem. I think that's a problem with this album. And I'm not happy with the fact that I am saying this, because I actually wanted to talk about what I liked about the album, but also I've seen a lot of people talk about everything about. People have said almost everything about the album. There really is not much. You really can't criticize this album. You can't criticize. He rapped every single way. He rapped every single rap is exactly how it should be rapped. There's really not much. There's nothing else you can bring to the raps. The part that his work as the artist, he has done his part perfectly. The problem is just with it as a body of work. So if you are the type of people that they don't listen to, they don't like to listen. You see, that was the same criticism for More Life, for Scorpion. Was it Scorpion? Yeah, I think it's Scorpion. When Drake started to do all that, move away from the album type of flow, and then he called it a playlist and stuff like that. It's like they have so many ideas and they don't know how to tie everything together. And Drake found a way to get around that, and he just called it a playlist instead of calling it an album. It is still an album, though. He called it an album. I know there's the part where it shows two decades of his life, and that's fine, but it's just it just feels a lot. That's all I can say, and I don't like that. It's like I'm criticizing the album per se, but I really don't have anything to complain about any of the songs.